Hi everyone, and welcome to a sort of different video that I've been really wanting to do for a long time now, and it finally feels like the right time to do it. So today we're going to go over all of the journals that I'm currently using and then some recent stationery favorites. As a sort of preface to what I'm about to talk about, we have been moving I say for the billionth time on this channel for the past few months, and my journaling situation has totally changed. I didn't have a journaling space for a really long time. I only had limited supplies. So what you're seeing right now is kind of the aftermath of that and how I'm slowly transitioning into having a desk and a journaling space and all of my supplies back again. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started with talking about what I'm using and what I'm loving. So this first set of products is going to be my personal bullet journal set. This is the Stalogy 365 notebook in the special edition cream color, it's actually called. One recent addition that I've made is I've traded out those plastic tabs for the Midori brass tabs. This is the silver brass, and I've really enjoyed this. These are super sturdy and they stay in place. So I will just go ahead and flip to a random spread and kind of introduce you guys to the products I've been using. The first one I want to talk about is my Pentel Energel Cleaner, but this is not a Pentel Energel Cleaner on the inside. It's actually a Zebra Sadasa dark blue, navy blue refill in 0.5 millimeters on the inside, and this has been my go-to pen for several months now. It's pretty much the only pen that I consistently use here in my bullet journal, but I've really been loving this pen just for one, the Zebra Sadasa ink, and then also because the pen body is so large, it's very comfortable for me to write with. And the next products that I have more to do with setting up these spreads. So I've adapted the system, as I talked about before in my journal with me, from Randy Plans or Randy.plans on Instagram. And the way I set this up, as you may have seen in that journal with me video, is I start with a pencil, doing an outline for the week or the monthly calendar. And the other thing that I have been utilizing a lot in my bullet journal are these MU clear stamps. So these are the My Icon stamps. They're the splice stamps. I have it for the months of the year, all of the numbers 1 through 31, as well as the days of the week. And then when I was getting these stamps, I discovered these MU My Icon acrylic round blocks. And these are so nice because you can really only fit one stamp on a time at these, but you can get really nice, precise stamping without too much fussing or measuring or whatnot. So it's really nice to hold. It's super easy to work with. I love using these acrylic blocks rather than the big square ones. Next up, we're going to move on to my work journal. This is the same exact journal that I was using for grad school, but now I have adapted it to work. A moleskin hardcover with lined paper. I love moleskin paper. It has a little bit of like a grip to it, and it's an off-white color that I like, and writing with ballpoint pens in moleskin notebooks is just the most satisfying experience. I've covered this one with stickers, as you can see. So this is kind of a preview of what some of my journal spreads for work look like. I'm taking notes on software that I use at my job as I'm kind of getting acclimated to the work that I will be doing with this team. I am using solely a Pentel Calme. This is a relatively new, I think, rollerball pen. It has a very fine tip, and I would say it's very comparable to the Uniball Jetstream, but the writing experience somehow is better with this one. It's a lot smoother somehow than the Jetstream, and I don't know if you can tell, but the grip is all the way from this point of the pen all the way to the tip. So no matter where you hold it, there's a bit of a soft grip, and it just makes for such a nice ergonomic writing experience. As you can tell, I write for days with this pen, and it's really nice. The other stationery favorite that I've been loving recently for my work journal specifically are these Paparian plan markers. They're very, very small sticky notes. They have a bunch of different designs and they're all pretty cute. And I think they're really helpful for writing down meetings or quick notes or things to just watch out for when you're working on a project. They're just super functional and great. I know a lot of people use them for their planners, but I prefer to use it for my work journal. So next we're going to move on to my reading journals. This is my traveler's notebook reading journal and reading log sort of thing. This hasn't changed too much actually in the past 2 years. I still love using my brown traveler's notebook for my reading journal, and in fact I think I'm still using the same graph insert that I started 2 years ago. I've just been doing a lot less spreads. So this is my reading journal. I've been doing a lot less spreads and consolidating everything to one journal for the most part. I no longer use my monthly calendar, unfortunately. It just became a little too much to keep up with these spreads, especially when we were moving. So that kind of fell off. I'm looking to change up this traveler's notebook for sure because there's so much in here that I don't use. And I'm one of those people who likes to use all of a notebook if I'm going to be using it. So I'm currently ruminating on how I'm gonna change up this system. I have changed to a Zebra Sadasa mark-on pen for my reading log. This is in 0.5 millimeters with black ink. I've had this for years now and somehow I haven't really run out of ink. I'm not 100% sure on how the Zebra Sadasa mark-on ink differs from like the clip ink and whatnot. I think that it dries just a wee bit faster so you can mark on it with highlighter, but I haven't really noticed a difference. I just really like this body a lot. So my next journal is another reading journal and a sort of new addition to my journal regime. I would say that I have had this physical journal for a really long time now, but I've only started using it recently because I found a purpose for it. This is the Kokyo Perpinep. The Kokuyo, whatever this is, and this is, I believe, in the Sada paper. I'm not 100% sure what the difference is between the three papers, but these little icons tell you which kind of paper is in this notebook. And I just have a cute little sticker from Apple Cheeks on here, and this is a log of all of the books I've read. So what I've been doing, I only have a few spreads so far, but I've been kind of experimenting with this quick review style where I write down the title of the book, my rating, the genre, when I read it, and then just some basic thoughts. Again, I haven't really filled it out too much, and I am playing with the format of these reviews a lot, but I've actually really been enjoying the process of sitting down and ruminating on all of my thoughts when it comes to a book after finishing it. I think it really helps me solidify how I feel about a book and how I want to structure my review for online consumption. So for example, if I want to write a Goodreads review, this will probably be what I write first, and then my Goodreads review will come afterwards. So the two pens that I'm using in this journal are, first of all, my Pentel Energel Cleana again. This is just my go-to. I might phase out of using it in this notebook just because I use it in so many other notebooks, but I just love using this, and so I started using it in this, and I love how the blue color of the ink that I'm using right now goes with the whole journal aesthetic. The pen that I use to write the body of these reviews, aka all of my rambling thoughts, is a Pilot Friction Clicker pen. So Pilot Frictions are erasable gel pens. I have been using them for many years now. I use them mostly for like math classes. Calculus is really helpful if you have an erasable pen. I recently picked this up again because I noticed that I was really liking larger bodied pens, and I remembered that I've always liked the writing experience in this specific clicker body. This says it's 0.7, but I actually put a 0.5 refill in here, and again, it's just a really nice writing experience. It's really handy to be able to erase whatever I'm saying on the page. Sometimes I just make a mistake or I want to take something back and change my thoughts on it. So this is really handy when I'm writing reviews. And finally, one nice thing that I have been using not only with my reading journal but with my bullet journal is this pencil board from Hobonichi. It's Animal Crossing themed. I got it from Jet Pens a couple of months ago on a whim, and I mostly got it for decoration, but I've actually been using it way more than my Traveler's Notebook pencil boards. It's a little thinner than the Traveler's Notebook pencil board, so it doesn't create like a huge bump in the paper when you put it underneath the paper, which I've been enjoying a lot. And I just really like the design, especially this one on the back. I think it's just really cute to have, and I probably should use it in more Instagram photos and whatnot. So the last things that I want to show you guys that are not 100% journaling related but are certainly important to this channel are my annotating supplies. I've been annotating books again. Not really writing in them so much as highlighting parts that I like and tabbing it. Whenever I'm reading a book these days, I take around my good old annotating pencil case. This is the same United Bees pencil case that I hauled in a video a while ago when I was first making this annotating pencil case. This pencil case has changed purposes a lot, but now we've come full circle and it has all my annotating supplies once again. There is no longer anything in the front pockets, but in the back pocket is where I keep all of my bookmarks. I will link all of the artists in these bookmarks below because these are like literally my favorite bookmarks, but I keep them in the back here, and when I'm reading I just put whatever bookmark I'm using in the book in the back and pull it back out when I am finished reading. A bunch of these plastic tabs. As you can see, I'm trying to get through some sets that I have. I try to match these tabs to the covers. There's really no other rhyme or reason to the colors I use for my tabs, but I've been really enjoying these because the adhesive is always good and it's easy to get these. It's easy to find them in fun colors, and I think everyone pretty much uses these days when they're annotating their books, so I am in on the hype as well. And the two writing utensils that I have in my annotating pencil case always are at least one highlighter and then my Jetstream multi-pen. I find that roller balls are the nicest for writing in books because they're permanent, but they will not bleed through, like the ink won't show through to the other side no matter how thin the pages are. So I really like using a roller ball rather than a gel pen or an erasable pen for my annotating. And I don't usually use a Uni-Propus highlighter for annotating, but it just so happened that this color matches really well with the cover of the book I'm currently reading, so I threw this in there and I've been using it recently. The highlighters that I have been using for the most part are going to be these Pentel Fitline highlighters. I talked about this in a few videos already, but these have easily replaced mild liners as my favorite highlighters. The ink is a little less inky, if that makes sense. Like, you're not gonna get as much bleed through with these highlighters. You've got pretty good color options with the Fitline set. I bought recently the pastel set that was just released on Jet Pens, and then I have some Fitline for Cleanas that I got at stationery stores in Hawaii. But yeah, these are my favorite highlighters. I just love the colors and the ink style and the tips themselves. They have regular chisel tips on one end and a bullet tip on the other, and the big difference between, I think, the Pentel Fitline line and mild liners is that both of these tips will not fray on you. I've been using these highlighters for a while now, and they do not fray on you nearly as fast as mild liners do, and that is a huge pet peeve of mine, so I've been slowly changing over my usage of mild liners to entirely Fitline highlighters. So yeah, those are all my current journals and stationery favorites. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and enjoyed seeing what I'm using and what I think about what I'm using. I've been so much enjoying the journaling experience that I've had with these pens and journals recently, so I was just so excited to share it with you guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. I really appreciate you hanging out with me today. I hope you have a good rest of your day and a good rest of your week, and I'll see you next time. Bye.